You're making me feel that maybe I am somebody. I can deal with bad nights when I'm with my baby. Yeah. 'Cause I don't care as long as you just hold me near. You can take me anywhere. You're making me feel like I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby. Yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. We at a party we don't wanna be at. So what's going on, YouTube? Man, you guys aren't playing around. People are popping in like crazy. We already got 24 in, and what are we, 40 seconds in? I guess you guys want to know what's up with Trucker Jim. I'm listening to some music right now. And am I going to get another copyright strike from Justin Bieber? We will see. You guys heard this song? I don't care. It's this guy Ed Sheeran, and Justin Bieber. Here comes the chorus. 'Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby. All the bad things disappear. Yes, sir. All right. We're almost at the 2-minute mark, and we'll get started. But it will be curious if Justin Bieber doesn't give me a copyright claim or copyright strike, even though I'm playing his hot hit. And just recently, not too long ago, I used a little clip from, it was in that inbred, you guys probably hadn't even seen that video, know what I'm talking about, but it was called The Inbred Empire, kicked off YouTube. And I used a little clip from The Goonies. Definitely, I would have to say The Goonies is one of maybe my top 10 films. It's absolutely in my top 50. But I used the clip. Hey, you guys! Y'all know the part near the pirate ship, but no copyright strike. I probably shouldn't say this guy's name because I don't know if he's copyrighted that too. He used to be a YouTube trucker. He's not so much more. He's not so much now. He's a YouTube dispatcher. That's going to be a new genre, guys. Dispatchers making YouTube videos, maybe like shutting YouTube truckers down. You know how dispatchers are. Actually, before I get started, I've got some notes of a few things I'm going to go over. I'm going to try to tell you guys a joke. I didn't come up with this joke, but I heard it in my first year of truck driving. If I am not mistaken, I believe Jay Norton told me this joke. Let's see. Before I tell the joke, let's check in, see who all is in here. We got the Highway Hooligan, Jeffrey Hoyt, Jason Helms. We got Fix It, Justin C., Chris M., Curtis Clark, the Midnight Rider, Carla Head, Bobby Kohler, Rick Olson, Jim Dunn. Carla Head is still in here commenting. Justin C., Blair Pilgrim, the Midnight Rider, Jose, Tommy Creamer, Tomgo, I don't know how to say that. But the Maverick is in here like always. Let's see. Time to go, run fast, move it. All right, that's a cool screen name, right? Rod Styles, Provost, Motorsports. Yes, sir, how are you? We met at the truck show. I don't know if I'm going to see you at the next truck show, though. Corey Rogers, Rick Olson, and Wayne Holiday. All right, well, what's up, guys? Hope y'all are enjoying your weekend. Today is what? Saturday, right? I am 221 miles from Greer, which is where my Chevy is at. And I had like 2 hours of clock when I shut down, which ain't enough to go 221 miles. So I went ahead and shut down early. I'm going to be able to get started about 5 a.m. I will get to Greer. Well, normally I'd get there before 9, but I don't know if you guys have heard. My situation's changing a little bit. And this has kind of been in the works for a while. I just hadn't really been making videos and talking with you guys about it. Let's see what I want. Let me tell my joke first. All right. There was this trucker. He'd been driving 40 years out on the road. Never an accident. Never a ticket. Never late. Always on time. pleasure to deal with for the shippers. Dispatch loved him. I mean, he was just a great trucker and a great man. Well, but he was a single man. You know, he was a trucker, but he always helped other truckers out when he could, and never did he ever charge for a coaching call. I mean, this was an outstanding truck driver. Well, one morning he didn't wake up in that sleeper cab. No, sir. He passed on. And his soul went up to heaven. You know, St. Peter greeted him at the pearly gates. It's clouds. There's gold streets. It's heaven, right? And St. Peter commended this truck driver on all the accolades I just mentioned. Never late. No accidents. No CSA violations. Always on time. Help a trucker out and never charge a penny for trucking advice. I mean, he was an outstanding man and truck driver. And St. Peter said, for all of your good deeds, here's your new truck. And the angels started singing in heaven, right? And there was this beautiful, brand new Kenworth W990 with every feature you could think of. I mean, it had the soft leather, it had the navigation, chrome, pipes, everything you would possibly want. And he looked down the line and he saw these other truck drivers. There was Pete's out there and Freightliners and Mack trucks. They out there shining up the chrome and everything. Sun's gleaming down on them. Angels are singing. I mean, it's heaven. And truck driver, you know, he's got his stuff looking good and everything. His tanks are full. And he went over to St. Peter and said, hey, man, when am I going to get a load? St. Peter says, we're still waiting on a dispatcher. Boom, boom, boom. You don't know what that means? It's implying that there ain't one single dispatcher in heaven. And I tell you, I can't really call him a friend, but the fella, do y'all know, any second now, my entire content could disappear and you would never be able to find it. That's what happens when a creator gets 3 copyright strikes on their YouTube channel. And I don't know, I guess I mean, that's happened. I hadn't really ever personally have a conversation with anybody that happened, but that happens. And if I get one more between now and August, it is. But it was actually a YouTube dispatcher that I used 10 seconds of what he's calling copyrighted material, which is actually just a screenshot from his little video that I was mentioned in. But you know, when that happened, and you guys have heard, and I'm going to be an example for many of you. The inbred empire, they can be an example for some. I'm going to be a different type. And for those who've been watching me a while, you've probably heard me say life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. Or we can say life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. Or we could be a team and say life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. And when that happened, and you guys see Infinity Wars, Marvel. Well, I did this like Doctor Strange thing, right? I sat down and I ran like 14 million scenarios through my mind of how I could react to having this YouTube dispatcher put 2 copyright strikes on my channel one more way. And then I thought for a second, and I said, well, hell, especially the second one is really my own doing. And I kind of asked for it. And this YouTube dispatcher, it's not that he's all powerful. He's actually rather petty in it. Because just like the video of, I'm not trying to regurgitate rumors or anything, but something about being behind on truck payments. I don't know all the details, so I'm not making any accusations. But I know he didn't like it. And The video I made, I guess you guys didn't see it. Well, maybe some of you did. It got taken down like within 20 minutes of going up both times. I guess he found it humiliating, the cleverness of my editing. Well, he won't have to worry about my cleverness being on the YouTube trucking platform anymore, because the way I decided to react is I was going to evolve. And I've been wanting to do it anyway. Like, I know you guys, like on any channel, you really need to pick a niche. And like what my niche was me, my journey, whatever I happen to be doing. It just so happened simultaneously to start. The first one, I was in a hotel room at truck driving school, and the second one was the last day of orientation. I wasn't even thinking about making like a YouTube channel when I was at orientation. Not really, anyway. But I went to open the door to pack up, and I saw a full moon in this pretty blue sky, because it wasn't daylight yet, right outside my hotel. I was like, dang, I like the way that looks. So I grabbed my iPhone, held it like this instead of this, and I filmed whatever the opening of episode 2 on my channel way back in season 1. And then later in the day, I don't know, I filled something in about me getting to go with the trainer. And from then on, it was on. I was a vlogger or a blogger. I didn't know, but it just started with the cell phone, and then, well, I say here I am now, but like many of like the YouTube truckers or Inbred Empire or the new thing, YouTube dispatchers, I don't know, they've probably peaked. Probably did about as good as they're gonna do. Myself, on the other hand, I am so thankful. I really am, that my channel never really took off like some of the others, which has had over 1 million views on the channel, but that's over the course of, heck, 4 years. I think top videos maybe around 40,000. All those Maverick videos did pretty good. I got a copyright notice on my Maverick orientation. I know all of you guys saw that. I used that Top Gun theme music in it. Well, what they sent, the owners of Top Gun, okay, didn't even use a copyright strike. What a copyright strike is saying, I hate you and you need to be punished for what you've done, which the YouTube dispatcher manually, did that. It wasn't like a scan that picked it up. The Top Gun one, that's been like in October 3 years ago, and it just come up. But what copyright notice means is you just can't monetize it, or if it is monetized, they're going to get the little bit of AdSense off of it. It isn't a shut your channel down, because that's one of the cool things I always liked about YouTube, is there wasn't all these pansy ass lawyer corporate network kind of rules that everything had to go by. It was just people creating and sharing with other people, and doing screen shares and laying over graphics and all of that stuff. Because well, think about the movie review videos that you see, your TV show videos. I mean, they're loaded with it, and I get a like, seriously, everything with Trucker Jim. Watch it, see. It's gonna disappear from YouTube, and I already accepted that back when I did my Doctor Strange thing. So instead of being defined by what's already done, that's not what I want to be remembered for anyway. And the first couple hundred episodes I do not have backed up. But let me go over my notes here. We got 99 people in the room. That's pretty good for a Trucker Jim live stream. Can we get a few more thumbs up? It'd be cool, like a 50% ratio, a 50% that's with me and another 50% that's saying, I don't know. But summer is coming. I've been, my truck thermometer, I've seen it over 100 degrees a couple of times this week. But Game of Thrones is over. I don't know how many of you guys are Game of Thrones fans. The eighth and final season, I think everybody will probably agree it was seemed a bit rushed. But that's over. Let's see. I got YouTube truckers, inbred empire. What do you want to be remembered for? I tell you, I feel sorry for them sad some bitches that can't really talk about anything but RVT. Maybe maybe something else will happen and that they can talk about something else. But I just wonder about like their daughters, that'll watch their content, like what they think of that. Like what they think of their dad hung up on this other man with long red hair and like just won't let it go after years. You know what I mean? Like the older I get, the more I'm starting to think about legacy, and that I like the idea of being a man of character and that stands for something and that does something besides just flap the jaws. So here's what I'm gonna do, and I've already like I didn't even want to take the time to film and edit another Trucker Gym video. That's why I'm just doing this live one here, because I know it's all gonna disappear. So I'm looking now. This YouTube dispatcher, I ain't gonna say his name. Some of you know who it is. If y'all want to like fuck with him or whatever, he could in a matter of like less than 30 seconds retract both of them. Then I have a in great standings channel once again, like I've had for the entire time I've been doing this. But here we go. Instead of doing Trucker Gym, instead of doing Trucker Gym videos this week, you know what I've been doing? I've been getting really good rest. Like I was looking at it on my watch and my app and everything that keeps up with my sleep. I've been sleeping good several nights. Like in the last couple of weeks, I've gotten over 7 hours of sleep. I mean, there's been a couple it's been in, the 5 hours. But when I would drive 500, 600 miles a day, film a video while I'm doing it, and then come back in here and edit all that stuff, and then do a hot spot and upload it, and then make a thumbnail and optimize it, and then try to keep up with you guys' comments and everything like that, I get like 3 hours of sleep sometimes. And then when I was trying to do the media director, be a truck driver, make trucker gym videos, make GMP stuff, well, y'all saw what happened. I ended up in the hospital because I think my mind is stronger than my body. Because if I can, I'll keep on trucking. Because that's what I do. That's just how I'm wired. But when you get to bleeding on the inside and everything, hemoglobin drops to like 6. You end up in the hospital. So with also what I've been doing besides sleeping well with the time I haven't been making truck gym videos and driving 500 plus miles a day, I've been working out. Don't worry, I'm not going to take my shirt off, okay? I will pull up and show you my nipples again, though. But I've been feeling so much better since I've been going to this 9-round kickboxing thing. And my right cross is getting damn deadly. It's quick and it's got pop to it. But it is. It ain't cheap, guys. It's not at all, and there's no link at the bottom for a membership of 9-round, but I love it. But all of this is propelling me to the rest of the plan. As you guys know, I'm the media director for GMP, but you don't know what that means. Some of you, like boys that used to be at night, might think you know what I'm talking about, but you don't. It's beyond your comprehension what's going to happen at GNP Trucking and my role as the media director. It's not all about me. There's a great foundation of a company to begin with that I had nothing to do with starting. I mean, it's been around since 1936. What's that, like 85-year-old company that actually truly believes from the top down of the president in being driver centric and taking care of drivers, because he was one. His daddy was one. I mean, you really couldn't write it any better. I mean, maybe I'll make this into a movie one day. But hadn't filmed any videos yet. I started back last week, but there are going to be videos with me in it. Like tomorrow, I'm going to film one of how to get your truck washed, because we've got to send in a macro and get a PO code and all that. But a quick little video on how to do that, and I'll show them a clean truck. And also, I'm going to film one on how to get DEF at a terminal. It'll be real quick, but I wanted my truck clean to film it. But here's what's going to be really cool. You know how, like, most people would do it? They would, all right, get a list of videos that, you know, maybe they want to put up there. Most of them would probably be geared toward recruiting with most companies that are freaking cheesy. We're taking an approach. We're going to take care of what we got. The area that I'm focusing on and this content is catered to, which the way it's going to be delivered, is we want to have the best 90-day retention rate in the entire trucking industry. Meaning when we hire somebody, the ratio that's still going to be there 90 days later. I don't know what the best is. The number I've got in my head that we're striving for is 80%. So if we hire 10, 90 days later, 8 of them still there. The average, what do y'all think it is? Maybe 2? We'll be there 20% retention in 90 days. I got to do the research, but and I ain't going to give all you guys the secrets, because the content isn't the only thing. That's just part of it. But there's going to be a reoccurring series with dispatchers. There's going to be a reoccurring series with safety and compliance. And I'm taking the whole month of June just to film, put videos together. And then on July 1st, it's going to be relaunched. And I'm going to remain 2 weeks ahead with the content that I have. So, and you know, things are going to be scheduled, and our drivers are going to learn to grow to expect it at those times. And it's going to be great. But here's what but you know what my hours are with that? It's like the hours of a banker or a daytime dispatcher or whatever. You know, I get started about 8. I'll probably go to about 5. Well, except for Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm going to spend all that time in Columbia, and the time I'm there, I'll do whatever it takes. I'm going to be all business, even during the night when I'm there, in case you know they need to do something with like nighttime dispatch, or if I'm back in the hotel room editing. But the Monday night, the Thursday night, the Friday night, the all day Saturday, the all day Sunday, that's free time. Well, it's time that I'll have to put some other activity. Did y'all hear all that time that I just mentioned? I work all the freaking time. I mean, all the freaking time. If I'm not working on, if I'm not working on driving a truck, I'm working on like making a truck or gym video the way it's been for freaking years, as long as I can, like, since you guys have known me anyway. But there's going to be all this free time, and I know what I want to do with it. For starters, being on this schedule, unlike the crazy schedule I've maintained as a truck driver, especially if I'm teaming, it's just run the heck out of this truck and get everything you possibly can out of it. I'm not concerned about a sleep cycle, you know, is how the way that I've ran. But in my new situation, my alarm clock will go off every morning at 4 a.m. Yeah, that's right. Every morning at 4 a.m. It's going to get to the point I'm going to wake up before my alarm even goes off, because I'm so used to waking up at 4 a.m. Which also, let's back up, means by 9, you need to be thinking about getting your ass in bed. By 10, you need to be asleep. It's what needs to happen to make that work. But if you get up at 4 and rock and roll all day, you're probably going to be ready to, you know, go to bed by 9 or 10 o'clock. But after I get up and breathe, stretch a little bit, maybe write down the dreams that I had the night before, because I'll be, you know, I won't be living in a truck. I'm going to get a house. I'll have my dream journal right beside my nightstand, and I'll get up, do my stretch and breathing while my coffee's made, and then I will walk into my studio. That's right, studio I'm gonna have some green screen stuff set up in there, desk, and I'm gonna have an editing keyboard made by Loop Deck. It's gonna be awesome, and also a background for when I do film on my new channel. I mean, the Trucker Gym channel is probably gonna disappear, but I've got two others I've already set up. Just didn't really any content on there yet. Um, but I will be writing for the first hour that I'm awake. And what I'm writing is a screenplay. There's a movie. It's in me right now. I've got to get it out on page first. I mean, the screenplay's got to be finished before I'm going to be taken serious on this. But there's a movie. It's called Keep on Trucking. Ironically, though, it's not about truck driving. That I'm going to write it somehow, some way. I'm going to get it made. If your why's big enough, the how will work itself out. And I'm going to star in it. I'm going to be a guy named Earl Davidson, which is based on my dad, but I'm changing the names around and everything. But that's why I'm here. That's what and all this free time is to make friends with comedians, photographers, other writers, creative people that want to at first work on small little projects, short little films, just to get our flow going. And that's what I'm going to do, guys. There will be another YouTube channel. In the beginning, though, I got to focus on getting this GMP thing right and getting my house in New Bern sold, getting a new place, getting my studio set up. Those are the first things, guys. I've got to get all that in place before I'm really ready to start writing. I'm just jotting down ideas in notebooks and running everything through my head. But that's only going to be the first one. And this is absolutely the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to write it. I'm going to find a way to get it made. If I have to shoot it myself, I don't know. Hopefully some people will get on board and help me with this that's maybe done it a few times. Enter it in some film festivals. Be pretty cool if I get to hang out with Quentin Tarantino. He don't know what his 10th film is going to be yet. Could you imagine working with Quentin Tarantino? Even if I had to like go make his coffee, I would totally be in on that experience. But that's what I want, guys. And I got to thinking, I mean, I ain't dissing on nobody that's, driving a truck. I wouldn't be the man I am right now in front of you if it was not for truck driving, other truckers I've met, and the trucking industry, and the time it gave me to get inside my own head, to be out here on the road, to decide who am I really? What do I truly like? Who do I want to be? All of those things. And it'll also get me on track financially. I haven't made less than $55,000 in a year since I got a CDL. And, well, I've topped out so far. Well, if we count at about 80,000. But every single year, it inches on up, and I don't expect this year to be any different. But what I do expect to be different going forward is, well, I'm going to do what I just told you. I got to thinking about, going all in on being a truck driver, like millions of people, do, whether it's owner op or company guy or go with one of these LTL companies or have a company with a few trucks. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that is not what I'm best at. And in life, guys, for people who's lucky enough to figure out what you suck at and what you're great at and what you're okay at, man, you know that the answers to some of those questions. Well, man, you can go in the right direction just knowing some of that. And a big part of truck driving is being safe. Big part of me is being bold, brave, and crazy and ambitious. Those aren't exactly safe qualities. And I don't know if you guys saw the video where I lost my drone. It crashed in a tree and went down. And I was looking at the video doesn't do it any justice of how steep and dangerous the descent to to get the drone, which was in grown-up stuff. I didn't really know where it was at. And the safe thing to do, well, the safe thing is what half the people in the comments say. Don't even do that. You can't pull over on the side of the road. You didn't have your triangles out. And I know. I learned all that in high school. I didn't have gloves when I was climbing on rocks either. But I just know me. If safety is not my middle name. I remember when I had a motorcycle, it would do 162 miles an hour. It wouldn't do 163. I tested that on a regular basis. I remember one time that on Highway 25 headed towards Greenwood from Hodges, there was two 18-wheelers kind of like in the turtle log race, and I was on my motorcycle and I split them, like went right in between. And I was always doing crazy stuff like that, which I'm not doing crazy things like that now, but I don't know. I have a tendency to believe in myself in dangerous situations, and many times I deliver. But anybody's luck's gonna run out sooner or later. Let's see, what the heck was I talking about? I got off track with that last little bit talking about motorcycles. Work out, make friends with similar interests, write a screenplay, practice, practice, practice. Yeah, like I tell you what was so frustrating towards the end of the trucker gym thing is I had visions of like grander things, but I would be by myself and I would be in a hurry. I would have to go. I was like, man, I ain't got time to get, especially with me. Don't have my drone now, but even so, oh, look, I got a new toy. This is a professional lens right here. It looks so good. I got some footage of a fox the other day that was on this drop yard, and it was at night, right? And I mean, he was a little ways from me, but I could zoom in with him. And the focus wasn't perfect. It would be in and out, but that lens, it did pretty good, especially considering it was dark. But I got that from a professional wedding photographer the other day. It's a great lens. Like the other three that I got, this is better than all of them. The only advantage, my 10 to 18, the last lens that I bought, it does have wider. I like it a little better for vlogging, but it makes things look a little weird. But this is a good lens. And let's see, today is Saturday. Monday, I'm getting an Amazon box, and it's going to be a big freaking box. Actually, I might can show you guys this. But I ordered a stabilizer, right? Now, the new thing you hear people talk about is gimbals, which they have to be charged and all of this stuff, and they're kind of expensive. And the one that I've got for my cell phone, I don't freaking like it. It's complicated, and I'm always doing it wrong. And then when you finally get it right, it's like real easy and works good. But this is a mechanical, and it works with weights. It's called a stabilizer or a glide cam. Let's see, am I logged in on my iPad for this? Surely I am. Your orders. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. That's what we're getting. But you put your camera on right there, and then that's the handle. But this is the thing, guys. Like, seriously, I could take off running with it, and it'll be smooth. Or move it to side or pan in like that, and it's just smooth, and there's no batteries. But this one was $263. It's kind of the knockoff version of the premium one, but according to the YouTube reviews that I saw, it's almost as good as the $800 one. But it's like, $250 before shipping and thing. But that's coming tomorrow, so I'm excited about using that. But and for all of you guys that were like really, really loyal, that went back and watched all of my content, been so supportive all along, guys, thanks for all of your support. I mean that. But, it is what it is. But the next things that are coming, they're going to be better. But we got this, 400 block episode of me stumbling and fumbling into trucking and, getting to where I am now. And, this media director thing, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about G&P and everything that's going there. And any of you guys that we're, our hiring area isn't that huge right now. It's in the southeast, but we have the goals of having a few new terminals. Now, I'm sure these will start out as drop yards. I don't know if they'll ever get to the point where there's offices and orientations and shop bays and stuff like that at any of these. But Louisville, Nashville, and Birmingham's are actually on our list, and I think they're probably ready to hire some people from there. But before you go, applying and all that, email me first because, I'm not trying to waste anybody's time. And as far as, my recruiting efforts, yeah, I like getting paid on referral bonuses when I help people come to a great company. And all of that, I always invest into gear. I do every bit of it. That's how I've got my Max, this thing. Well, actually, those two things come from my South Carolina state tax refund because Jim ain't got but 2 referral bonuses all year. Can you believe that? But yeah, that's the math on that. But after making Keep on Trucking, right? And like literally, like I looked at this. Okay, average trucker income, 60 grand. If you kill it as a company driver and like well, I made right at 80 and I took most weekends off and I took 4 weeks off over the course of the year. But I also had, the YouTube referral thing that kind of, I don't know, I think that was an extra 10 or 15,000, something like that. So, that kind of made up for it. That wasn't all on just driving. But I was thinking, okay, what would I have to do something I love doing to make the same amount of money? Now I could keep driving truck, and I like driving truck. It's pretty fun. I don't have nobody messing with me, telling me what to do. It's just me over there in the chair, and the shippers. I done got where I make it fun now. Ones that used to aggravate me, I kind of know what to expect now, and each of my stops, I make it fun for me and whoever I talk to. So I've lost my train of thought. But anyway, what if I could make the same amount of money doing something I love versus doing something I like that prevents me from doing so many other things that I like? Because I tell you, being out here on the road gets in the way of stuff that I want to do like a lot. But here's the big goal: make this Keep on Trucking movie. Have something I can show. I've acted in it. I've written it. I've directed it. I pulled the money together to make it. That's going to be a pretty daggum huge accomplishment. At that point in time will be the greatest accomplishment of my life thus far. It will be. But that's not what I want to be remembered for. Over the course of the next 15 years after that, I don't know. I'm up for whatever. I'd love to work with Quentin Tarantino. That would be my dream come true. But make projects with cool people, as many as we can, and that's the way I'd like to roll. Is work on projects, do something great, make a lot of money, take some time off, find a new project, repeat. To me, that's what I've always wanted to do instead of, I don't know, do the same thing all the time and get good at it. But 20 years, 20 years, 2 months, and 28 days from today, I will turn 65 years old. That is the deadline for me to have accumulated $5 million. Okay? At that point, it's time to go to Holiday RV or wherever, I've got a friend that sells RVs and campers, and I don't know what it's going to be called. I thought about Keep On Trucking Retirement Tour or Trucker Jim Rides Again. I don't know. But at that point, when I'm retired, I've got my $5 million. Probably going to take $1 million of it and spend it in about a week getting an RV, and it's going to be decked out with cameras, all in strategic spots, inside, outside. There's going to be good audio. It's going to get backed up to storage and maybe sent to an editor, because it'd be cool if I had like a good editor by then instead of having to do it myself, and it's going to turn out right. That would be better, especially on this. But going to go on probably a 2-year tour all over America. We may go maybe going to Canada and Mexico too. I don't know, but all the places that I always wanted to stop, but I had to keep on trucking by, going to stop. We're going to see some football games. We're going to see some concerts. We're going to go see that big meteor crater out in Arizona and watch a little movie on it too. Uh, we're going to see some football games, basketball games, concerts. I'm going to go out to Burning Man in the desert for a couple of weeks and hang out there, and we're going to vlog it all. Like, I don't even know what the level of vlogging will be 20 years from now, especially, spending 16, 17 years in the film and TV and documentary industry prior to this. I really think, and it won't be just me in the RV. I'm, maybe I have a wife by then, a couple other kids. I don't know, a best friend. I'm not sure who's going. I just know I'm going, and it's going to be the most epic journey ever. And it could just possibly, with good editing, be the #1 TV show in America. It wouldn't surprise me. Like I've already had the thought. But that's my story. That's my plans. That's what I'm doing. That's my way of telling you, don't expect season 5 of Trucker Jim or really much more. Uh, so, I mean, if you need to, like, clean up your subscriber count or anything like that, you can unsubscribe. I understand. Or you may want to stay and keep the bell there. You never know. You never know. Little Viking Coat says you should get a little dog. Well, I don't want a real little dog, but I wouldn't mind getting a medium-sized dog. I'm thinking one of those like Australian cattle dogs or something like that, a smart dog. But after Boone, I've already picked. I had a friend help me pick this out. Friend, if you're watching this too, I'm anonymous, anonymously. Never mind. But anyway, what the next dog's name is going to be is Journey. Isn't that a cool dog, man? All right, so we have lost a few people. Did I get kind of bored? Y'all thought I was going to talk a bunch of stuff about freaking the YouTube dispatcher and the inbred empire and all that. And they didn't, I mean, I don't know. I didn't really talk about them, did I? Probably not. Maybe just in passing mention, I was talking about myself. And that's probably not nearly as entertaining. All right, how many com hmm. You called him names, tried to get other YouTube truckers against him, haha. Rick Olson said Dog just wanted you to ask him for permission for use of his content. Well, he don't get to do that. That would spoil the surprise. How's your movie script formulating? Not as fast as I want it to fix it. It ain't nothing but little notes on random pads and in my head at the moment. Earl Davidson. You got it, Moon Pie. That's the name. Uh, James Tyler says dog is petty, man. Well, buffering bad. Yeah, the signal here sucks. I'm probably going to be disappointed with this also when I watch it on the replay. If it's all garbly and everything, I don't blame you guys for not watching. I wouldn't either. Um, right on, media directors should be held to a higher standard. peaked. I'm just getting started. We'll talk about something besides RVT, James Hensley. I had a third video in mind that was going to be directed, and not in a mean way, because Chuck Jim ain't a mean dude, for James Hensley, but because of the copyright madness, because I didn't call Little Dog and ask his permission if I could use his content in my video, and I just snagged 10 seconds of it. Like a whole bunch of us do on a regular basis, and it's awesome to be able to do that. Unless you make his ass look stupid, which wasn't that very hard to do. I mean, I didn't have to think too hard about it. It just kind of came natural. Your worst host, Jimmers. I don't know what that means. Everyone is going to line up to watch a wrinkled retired trucker. I probably ain't going to be too wrinkled. And I'll be 20 years out of a truck by then, too. Tex used to drive trucks and do YouTube vids. Now he makes films. Yeah, man, that's one guy I wish I would have spent a little more time with when I was in Dallas. I hadn't really seen. I've just seen the stuff on his YouTube channel, but the cinematography that Tex does, it's beautiful. I mean, it's so smooth, and he's good with the color grading. I don't know if you're using an orange and teal. I don't know what he does. It looks really, really good. I hadn't really seen too much of him talking. It's just music and footage, but it looks good. I thought you were the hostess with the mostest. J.K. Rowling had a dream. That's the chick that wrote Harry Potter and all that in it. Man, I got like this movie thing, guys. Don't think where'd that come from. I've been talking about it my entire life. I've written things, and then they got lost. And I had a few like partial scripts I'd been working on, and all my old videotapes, but all that stuff got burnt up when my dad's house caught on fire in 2009. But even before that, like when I used to do door-to-door sales, I had this one. It was going to be called No Soliciting. That was based on what we did. And for people that's never done like door to door and rocked at it, okay, I ain't talking about you did door to door and you sucked and people were mean to you and you didn't make any money. Like that ain't experiencing it the right way. But I mean going from city to city, town to town, state, it don't matter. Drop me off it with a parachute. As long as I got a portfolio with my certificates in there, I'm gonna ring the bell. And that's the way. I never got dropped out of an airplane, but I rang the bell every town I ever went in. And this was back in the 90s. That's go out and make $100 for the day. Like you went out with nothing but like pieces of paper or I don't know, some kind of product they consigned to you, and you went out and you sold a bunch of it, and at the end of the day you had more than $100 in your pocket. That was yours. And I tell you, from the first day I did it, I was like, this is awesome. Like, it was fun talking with the people. And here's where, like, amateurs don't get it. You're going to have people tell you no. And that's perfectly okay. That's part of it. That's no surprise. And I was never one to sit there and try to beat a daggum dead horse and make somebody buy something that didn't want it. Like I know some salesmen are like that. I wasn't, because to me that didn't make no sense. Either they didn't have no money, or there was no need, or they didn't like me. That's kind of what it boiled down to. And I always thought the best kind of a no was a quick no. And then move on to the next one. It's the law of averages. The more people you talk to, the more money you make. Well, with this whole movie thing, and it's unfortunate that the YouTube dispatcher didn't find my jokes funny, or he thinks he's so important that I need to call him to use his content. And it like this right here, if you guys copy, is this copyrighted content just because it's on my channel, or do you have to do something special to make something you put on this YouTube copyrighted? I'm not sure. I haven't put a lot of study into fucking other people over. Unlike the YouTube dispatcher, I was warned, like, don't mess with, like, I've never hear anybody say anything good about the YouTube dispatcher. It's always, watch out. He's ruthless. He'll mess you up. Don't mess with him. I was like, fuck him. So I did it anyway. Um, but that's all I got, guys. Only the lonely say bring it. Uh, all right. Well, guys, it was real. It was fun. I see Yukon saying something, but I don't have my glasses on, man. I'm sure you're encouraging me to march forward with my dreams. I didn't see that, but I'm sure you said something like that, Yukon. And you march forward with your dreams too. And for all of you, dream as big as you can. Like like I told the little dog, I mean the YouTube dispatcher. I don't know if he ever read the email that I sent him. He probably didn't. I don't know, maybe he did. I don't watch his content. Actually, YouTube truckers, I don't watch any of your content anymore. I would like to give one last tip, though. One last tip, teachable moment, if you will, because the stuff you listen to, the